This is Keith Price's Curtain Call. Hey, this is Keith Price, and welcome to another edition of Keith Price's Curtain Call, and I'm so glad you guys are joining me. I have got a fantastic little amuse-bouche, if you will, of conversation. I just recently sat down with both Tony Award nominee Emily Skinner and Tony Award winner Alice Ripley for their big return to Feinstein's 54 Below. And it's amazing because, again, these two women have made a name as a powerhouse divas as they are as individuals. When they come together, it's even more insanely fabulous. And they are going to be at Feinstein's 54 Below, doing a run of shows that you guys cannot miss. If you are in the New York area, you got to make a trip up here. If you can't make it to New York City, you have got to get their live CD that they recorded at Feinstein's 54 Below entitled Unattached, Alice and Emily Skinner. I mean, it's like being in the room with them. And the best part is that I got to actually sit in Feinstein's 54 Below to chat with them about the CD, to chat with them about what it's like to perform together. And, you know, I just love them. They're so fantastic together, and they're so fantastic just as individuals. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this interview. It's so wonderful. But before we start the interview, I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste of what you guys are missing if you do not already have Emily Skinner, Alice Ripley live at Feinstein's 54 Below in their wonderful piece called Unattached. So take a listen to this, and when we come back on the other side, you're going to get this fun-filled, really adorable interview with two really very special people, and you're going to love it. Please
welcome to the stage Alice Ripley and Emily Skinner!
Seems off. We're on the wrong sides. On three. Oh. 1, a 2. Oh.
Yes, honey, this is Keith Price for Keith Price's Curtain Call, and we are at Feinstein's 54 Below talking to the fabulous, the gorgeous, the always working, how about that, Emily Skinner and Tony Award winning Alice Ripley. Well, Tony nominated Emily Skinner and Tony Award winning, because I have to make sure that everybody gets their plugs on my show, because you know what? Getting a nomination and winning, both are fabulous, because I ain't got either. Anyway, so I'm excited because we're here at Feinstein's 54 Below because they are celebrating the release now of the wonderful CD that if you guys go to iTunes, you guys go to wherever you get your music, Amazon. This is a really fantastic piece. It's called Emily Skinner, Alice Ripley, Unattached, live at Feinstein's 54 Below. I'm telling you, if you're fans of them, this is a CD you need to have. Because if you have everything else, I don't know why you don't have this in your collection. And right now, Emily Skinner and Alice Ripley are here with me. Ladies, how are y'all doing?
We're good. We're so happy to be here with you.
So
Again.
Again. Our Facebook relationship with you, I feel, has grown. You know, I feel I know you intimately.
Well, of course you should by now. I think I put everything out there. Well, not everything. But again, it's great because this CD is, again, one of those pieces that if people are really, truly fans of yours, you should have, I believe, just because this is an opportunity for the folks that live in other places in this country to get a taste, because that's the unfortunate part about not being in New York City, because when you're not in New York, you don't get these opportunities like I do to watch you guys and listen to you guys. For you guys coming back to this material and putting this show together, is it as joyous for you to do as it sounds?
Well, it certainly is for me. I mean, it's a blast for me. This whole show, we conceived and we created it and we directed it and wrote it ourselves. So it's a full shebang of creativity just from the two of us, which is really fun. You know, when you're doing theater shows, someone else is directing and doing somebody else's words, and this is all us, all us.
Yeah, I mean, it could be flip and say, I put up with her. But no, it's like,
She does put up with me.
This is so much joy.
When you feel that in the CD, you feel
it really, it's a huge gift. And it's been a while since I felt like that.
Yeah.
For every single song in the set. Okay. Seamlessly. And part of that reason is because her, or maybe it is the reason, because there's something that happens when we sing together that
I make you look good. Just say
exactly.
it, Ashley.
I have
make
said it.
you look
I'm
good.
You literally do. When you pick lint off of me, you're making me look good too. There's like this thing that happens, like we come together, and then there's something else that's bigger than everything that takes over, and you know, it has to do with the sound and then it goes from there. And the audience is the reason why it works, really, because they allow us, you know, and they allow their heart to be involved, and they allow us to bring them in, and you know, they start crying and standing up and clapping and laughing really hard. Like they really, I love listening to this record because Emily cracks me up. She makes me laugh. I mean, it's not even any particular line. It's just the way she says things. Mm-hmm. And the audience enjoys it so much. You can hear, like, there's one thing I say and there's like one person that laughs and that's it. But that person is enjoying it. It is the naughtiest laugh. They are really enjoying that laugh, you know? And I say, bring it on. I love that. It's just so much fun. And it's I think the key is to just stay loose and be real, because the show it's not this big, gigantic thing. It really is kind of like a Seinfeld thing where we have this one thing that we're talking about. We keep bringing it up. We keep bringing it up, you know. And it takes us through the whole show as we have our solos and our moments of grand, amazing music happening, and then our beautiful little jewels that are the quiet ballads that we do together.
We really thought if we were going to do an act, let's really create an act that is specifically aimed at those people who found us from Sideshow and who have continued to support us, both together and separately, since they found us. Right. So this show really, we celebrate Sideshow. We take the piss out of Sideshow in the most loving and affectionate way, I think. And it's a little bit of something for everybody, I think, because Alice and I, as a unit, are something wonderful, but also separately we have our own weird differences and strengths, and that in itself is really interesting, I think, for an audience.
Absolutely. I think one of the things for me specifically about this is that even for people who are not familiar with you guys or pieces of you guys' careers over the years, they walk away. I howled. There were moments when I was howling. Like when you just, at one point, when you just look at her and go, you're just weird.
Well, she is.
And I mean, but only truly your sister could say that to you, right?
That's right.
Do you find now at this point, when you're working together like this, does it make your relationship closer as not only as artists, because it's very clear that you guys at least get along. You know what I mean? Because this the tragedy of having to do things with people over years of time. It's like, because we've all become attached to you as a dynamic duo, and hopefully you guys like being a duo too.
You know, our dynamic, and it has been from the beginning, is very interesting. I'm type A. I'm like, I want to rehearse. I'm going to organize. I want to type. Alice is much more. She's ephemeral. She's super spontaneous, and finding this is true, right? And finding our dynamic, it's always sort of doing this dancey balance thing of that. Do you know what I mean? But it's within the 20 years we've known each other of doing that. I feel like we kind of have it down now.
I think that's true, and we also like happily we've influenced each other. Right. I've become a little more, when we're together, we kind of, we become more of the other's strengths.
I agree.
Yeah. And when we sing, we become more of the other's strengths. And when I sing with her, her voice takes over, and I get to be a little shade down here. And then then the bars go by, and then I get to explode, and then she supports me here like a beautiful. I mean, it's really like. I don't know. I've never experienced anything like it before, and I do think that working on this for our first run of shows was in February, and that's when we recorded this album. This has been like this is what I've been waiting for, basically, with her. Not that I wasn't satisfied before. Not that I wasn't happy, but I was kind of waiting for us to have this moment where like we hold all the cards because we're the real thing.
Yes, ma'am.
And I only say that because people tell us. I don't know what it's like to watch us or listen. I mean, I know that I seek joy, so I love singing with her because it makes me feel good. But I mean, the fact that we still got it and we have all the cards, like that comes from the audience, and it's kind of like, oh, well, let's just have fun.
Yeah,
this belt our asses.
This show and this CD is just, I think it's just fun, pure fun for us, and hopefully pure fun for an audience. That sounds trite when I hear myself say it, but that really is what it is, and that's what it's supposed to be.
It's not too long.
Yeah,
right.
It's really fun. It never drags. It's funny. It's body.
I keep telling people this CD is like really good car listening. Like if you're stuck in a car commute, or if you want something fresh to entertain you on the treadmill. This is your CD.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the CD we're talking about is Alice and Emily live at Feinstein's 54 Below, Unattached. And again, there is so much history between the two of you in terms of you two performing together and the works that you guys get to do separately. When it comes time to be unattached for real, where you're not in the same room together, like, how long does it take before who makes the first phone call and goes, okay, girl, let me tell you what happened today? Because you look like you have that kind of click. So, like, when...
Well, now it's texting.
Oh, yeah.
It's really a lot of it is about, I mean, we do talk about, like, life stuff, too, like we always have. But, I mean, it mostly, since the hours in the day are limited, it's mostly about, like, this, like, details about this. And I don't mind being reminded. Emily likes to remind me.
I'm like her
things.
mother. I'm like her, but did you remember this? Did you remember this? Do you remember this? And Alice like, yes, shut the fuck up. I got it.
Well,
stop nagging me. No, I mean, she actually isn't. She's actually, that's what I know in your heart of hearts. And you're always very gracious about, yes.
No, it's because I don't mind being reminded. My phone reminds me about things. It's like, and you sometimes you do, like, without you, I would have dropped the ball. So, I mean, it's this teamwork. I try to remain really on the ball when I'm in rehearsal and not goof off too much.
I love it, though. For me, it is like truly a partnership, like a true down-to-earth, full-on partnership where I have your back, you have my back. And what makes the two of you different is the thing that really glues the relationship together, right? You know what I mean? Like we
yin and yang each other.
Yeah,
we really yin and yang each other.
Because if you, Emily, are
You're
type
yang
A.
and you yang my yin.
Yeah, girl, you know it.
In front of everybody.
You know it.
And we love a lot of yanging. And it's... My God, Keith Price here. I know we're just going crazy with the curtain fall, children. And again, so it's like hard to pretend that certain issues in the news have not been affecting you guys, because as I said, we are Facebook friends, and I see. I mean, it's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool because it's interesting to see artists get mad, and I feel like what I've seen recently, especially with you, Alice, girl, because me and you kind of simpatico on that, is that there's a lot of anger in the world, and it's hard for regular people to deal with it, but I think it's really harder for artists because it's like you have to push through your anger to still create. Does it fire you up now to really want to be out there and really be in the zone of just taking your anger and just making something happen, because people have to hear, people have to know what's going on?
I'm glad you brought that up, because I've recently become acquainted with this emotional spectrum. It's a list of 22 emotions, and the top one is joy, and the bottom one is fear, and everything in between. And it's fascinating because the middle is anger. So you could probably get stuck in the middle, and right around anger, it's gradient. It starts out the worst and gets the best. So right in the middle, right around anger, is doubt, guilt, shame, revenge. So you keep you could get stuck in all. You could just go between those four for the rest of your life. Wow. If you're an artist, because passion is number 2. It's right at the top. But passion, there's so much passion that it could knock you down to anger. You could get stuck, or you could knock down to the other extreme, which is fear. So I think that and this might sound crazy, but I think when Facebook's at its best, it encourages the variance of feelings. It encourages all those other variances of feelings between joy and fear and anger right in the middle. So I don't know, I can get maybe a little too much like a missionary when I want everybody to start to acknowledge their feelings, and it's not, I really don't tell people what to do, but I have my Facebook site for the audience. My family's there too, but I started it just so they could reach me, I could reach them, they could see the stuff I'm doing, I could see the stuff they're doing. And so I put stuff up there because they want to know what I think about things. They tell me that they do. It's my choice. But up until now, I've been relatively detached about anything that has, that's outside of what I'm creating. It's kind of here's what I'm doing right now. But because of what's happened with the Pulse tragedy and everything that's happened in the past few weeks, especially, it's reached a tipping point. And there are some days when I just can't look at I don't want to look. I just want people to be real and to be respectful. And I think that is where you have to start if we're going to make any progress with this. So that's really how I look at it. And it might be too much, but I don't care, because it's my page. If you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Okay, you heard Miss Alice tell you. Okay, what I find fascinating though is that I think the social media has given us a sense of access that is somewhat false, in that, because people, even with all of that, people don't really know you. People don't really know me. They know what we choose to tell them and what we choose to share. But at the same time, there is so much happening that it's hard not to. I feel like there's something that's been opened in our group.
Isn't it I don't mean to interrupt you, but isn't it I always think of Facebook as the giant cafeteria. At lunch, everybody's having a great time and eating, and study hall, everybody's goofing off, you know what I mean? And then they also use that same space for the musical or the announcements. So how well do you know somebody at the cafeteria? It's no different. But if you make the assumption that you do know them, or you have rights to their soul, because of this, and there are points when you have to just diffuse, let go, put it away, put it down. In general, the less the better. We could all probably just we would never have to do it again, and we'd be fine. We'd probably be better.
I hated to take that side turn, but I felt like it was kind of important because, it is a part that feeds not only the artist in you, but it also feeds the business aspects of you guys too, because I mean that is a place where people, your fans, can find out what you're doing. Because I know when I saw the cover of the CD that you guys had posted on both your pages, I was like, how come nobody told me that? What? And I was like, let me go, Van Deen, let me tell you something, Van, how you going to? And that's how I responded, because I was like, but I didn't know, you know what I mean? And so in an opportunity for the commerce aspect of it, it's really great. And it's also good to see that as artists, you get to have a moment with it and be able to share and feel and put yourselves out there. But again, we're not going to talk about that anymore, because Emily Skinner and Alice Ripley have to get ready for their shows. And again, they are currently now going to be doing a nice run of shows here at Feinstein's 54 Below. Go to feinsteins54below.com to find out more exactly what the dates are, so that if you're planning your trips to New York City, this is a perfect opportunity for you to see two powerhouse divas do what they do, and do it because they love doing it. So again, thank you ladies for spending some time with me on the curtain call, and I hope that we get more time like in studio to sit and really like to just get
good questions.
You know, to get real cray. We could just do all kinds of fun stuff. Take our shoes off, honey, because that's how I like to do it. But again, Emily Skinner, Alice Ripley, live at 54 Below is the CD. Unattached is the CD live at Feinstein's 54 Below. And again, I know Broadway Records has it. I know that it's on Amazon. I know that it's on iTunes. So this is something that if you guys want something special, take it and enjoy it, because I'm telling you, brunch on Sunday with me and my partner, shut up, it was fabulous. All right. So when we come back, hopefully there's going to be more fabulous stuff to talk about on the curtain call. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
This is great. Thank you so much.
But sweetie, I'll always be Alice Toklas if you'll be Gertrude Stein. And though I'll admit I've dished you, I've gossiped and gloated, but I'm so devoted. And if I say that sex and guts made you into a star, it's simply that. Who else but a bosom buddy will show you how rotten you are? Just turn to your bosom buddy for aid and affection, for help and direction, for loyalty, love, and forsooth. Remember that. Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and level and give you the devil? Will sit down and tell you the truth.
Thank you guys so much for listening to Keith Price's Curtain Call. I can't tell you how great it's been to be able to bring you this wonderful opportunity of conversations with some of my favorite people that are working in the theater today, as well as I'm sure some of your favorites if you're listening. Make sure if you get a chance, get the live at Feinstein's 54 Below CD, the Unattached with Alice and Emily. It is so good. I'm telling you, it's like being in the club watching them do their show. It is probably the closest thing I've ever seen to a really wonderful live performance being put down on that CD. So if you, or, you know, however you get your music, you know, you get your iTunes and stuff. Anyway, again, if you get a chance, come to New York, go to Feinstein's 54 Below, add that to your list of places to go to, because I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. You might be broke, but you won't be disappointed. Love it. So again, if you guys have any questions, send them to me, KeithPriceCurtainCall@gmail. That's KeithPriceCurtainCall@gmail. And, you know, subscribe if you're not already a member of the crew of people that are listening. And again, like I said, I hope that you guys are enjoying what I'm putting out there, because I'm having such a great time getting it for you. So KeithPriceCurtainCall@gmail. If you have any questions about the theater or questions about what's happening in theater, if there's a way that I can help you, I certainly will do my darndest to do so. Thank you guys so much for listening. And you know what? Here's a little bit more of Alice and Emily, because I can do that. Ew.
I know you belong to somebody new, but tonight you belong to me. Although we're apart, the stream. How sweet it will seem once more just to dream in the moonlight. My honey, I know with the dawn